Guys, how's it going? You doing alright?
Yes, I'm doing good.
What about you? You doing okay? Awesome. So, I'm here to talk to you about books. So I want to know what's so special about books. We're going to start with Shay.
They
What?
help you learn
Learn what?
history,
What about history?
how it changes,
And what else?
grammar, helps you learn better grammar.
So it helped you to learn better grammar. What about the thing that just flew above our head that we heard in our video? What does history? I mean, what about books would tell us about airplanes and helicopters? What do you think? Okay, what's your favorite book right now? What book are you reading? Are you reading My Little Pony right now?
He is.
That's okay if you are reading My Little Pony. My Little Pony is pretty good too. But I was asked you about that because you're not telling me. I want to know what book you're reading right now currently.
He's reading The Red Pyramid.
And what is the Red? Do you know anything about the Red Pyramid?
It's written by Rick Riordan. It's about these two kids, they're siblings, I believe, and they're going after Egyptian gods because somebody gets kidnapped and they're looking for someone.
Wow, that sounds intense.
I read it before.
So what do you think about that? What's so special about that book? Why do you remember it so well?
Because I read Rick Riordan. I like Rick Riordan. I used to read his books a lot, but it was not one of his best. On Rotten Tomatoes, it would be a 4.
Would be a 4?
Yes.
4 out of 100?
Out of 10.
4 out of 10, so 40 out of 100.
Yes, 40 out of 100.
Okay, sounds good. Alright, so, yeah, because I like books. I read books a lot. And I think, for me, I like learning about, like you said, learning about history, learning about the past. I like things to make me laugh. The interesting thing is like, I have this book right here about Sonia Sotomayor. You know one thing I like about, not her, only is she a Supreme Court Justice.
She's a powerful woman.
She's very powerful and influential, and she overcame a lot of odds. And when I was looking at this book, guess what? The first page, it was telling me that my story is a story about books. What do you think about that? So if she talks about that, why do you think, overall, why are books special? Why is it important that every student or every person should have a book?
I feel like because books make it so like it doesn't matter how much money you have or the background you have, books can make it so that like even if somebody has more books than you, it doesn't matter about the amount of books, it matters about the quality of the books that you read, like if they're influential or not.
So what about comic books?
Comic books, I believe they're influential for people who are starting to read.
And what about for people who are pretty great at reading?
People who are pretty great at reading, I feel like they should be able to. They should not read books lower than their grade level. So like, if you're an adult, you shouldn't be reading like picture books, and like if you're a teenager, you shouldn't read picture books either. You should read chapter books, like big chapter books, unless you have restrictions that you can't read that good of a level.
Right,
But anybody can read comic books.
Anybody? Yeah, and I like comic books. I mean, come on, look at comic books. Look at what we were just you just watched Avengers and you watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, right?
Right.
Those came from comic books. And what do you think? What else can you tell me about books? Why are books important to you in your class? Is your class reading a book right now? No? What book are you guys reading?
A Chocolate Touch.
Wow. So someone touches you and that chocolate comes from their hands? So what happens? I'm
It's
curious.
like this kid, when he puts something in his mouth, it turns to chocolate.
Wow. I would like to have that touch. Think about that. Instead of broccoli, you have chocolate. Instead of asparagus, oh, and okra. Man, I don't like okra. Like instead of eating okra, I can still eat it, but it tastes like chocolate. That would be amazing. So, thank you for sitting here talking to me about books. And what book are you after this Red Pyramid? What book are you going to read next?
The second book,
What is the second book?
The Throne of Fire.
The Throne of Fire. Apparently, you like looking at this book too. Did you know Sonia Sotomayor is a Supreme Court Justice? She's the first Latina Supreme Court Justice. She overcame a lot, like I said earlier, she overcame a lot of obstacles to be where she is, but she's there now, and she is helping each of us. She's helping to ensure everyone's more equal, everyone's has the same opportunities, and the one thing about the courtroom, like books, it should be impartial. And guys, I really appreciate you for talking to me, both of you, and have a good night.
Have a good night.
All right, bye. What about you, buddy?
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, guys.